I have cleaned the script up completely. Hopefully by now you know how to do this. Open it up and delete everything in it. Now, the next character that we will do is an exclamation mark. This one is used to negate or reverse the result of some sort of a condition or a test or exit status. So let's use the following example. I mean, it's pretty similar to the last example we've had. I could have actually recycled that one, but no big deal. So we're gonna say that we're gonna have some sort of a variable. So var is equal to 10. Down below we're gonna have a if statement. This is gonna be var, and look, now we're not gonna use greater than, lesser than, or something like that. Rather, instead we will use not equal to 0. So we're testing whether the number that we pass, whether the value that we pass is is generally just not equal to 0. It can be less than 0, greater than 0, as long as it is not 0. Then echo, not, and else echo yes. So if it is not equal to 0, then it's going to print out not. If it is equal to 0, it will print out yes. Very well. Right? Syntax error. Where is the error? What have I done wrong? Let's have a look. First, have I first of all committed the changes? Yes, I have committed the changes. There is a problem at the end of the file. Well, only one thing. Fi. I need to finish the if statement. And there you go. It is not equal to 0. If I go ahead and change it, if I write the changes, then it is equal to 0. So now it's printing out yes. Excellent. Next character in line is a wildcard or asterix. So you would just, this is an asterix. It is a wildcard character, and here's how you can use it. For example, let's go ahead and create a few random files. So touch to create them, and we can specify as many as we like pretty much in one line. Test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4. And now imagine that you have 100 files, all of them beginning with test, or all of them pretty much having the same beginning of the file, or having at least something in common. How would you delete them from a terminal? I mean, in GUI you will be able to select them, but even then selecting 100 files that are placed randomly throughout a certain folder, not exactly a simple task. So how would you delete them? What would you do? Use the rm remove command and specify test1, and then remove test1, and then remove test2, etc. Or you could do this. So remove everything that has test in it, that begins with test, and it can end with anything else. So wildcard will match everything. Let me just confirm to you that the files are there, so you can see that they are there. And now if I type in rm test and use a wildcard, press enter, they are no longer there. So wildcard is simply used to match pretty much anything. If I could compare it to something, it would be a joker card. Basically, when you're playing poker or something like that, it substitutes pretty much every other card without any problems. So, however, this can also be used in an arithmetic operation for multiplication, namely. So I'm not sure if we've actually used multiplication before, but here we go. Let's give it a shot and let's see how it actually looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and turn insert, and let's go ahead and delete this. So we shall leave the var. We will make it into, I don't know, let's make it into 100. And we shall use let var equals 100. And we shall multiply 100 by 10. That should be 1000. So we shall type in echo. Wait. Let's do this. Let var2 equals 100. And we're going to say here 10. This is going to be huge. No, we're not going to say 10. We're going to say 3. And then echo, we shall use quotation marks. Oops, var, and then again var2, and that's all we really want. So let's go ahead and write the changes. The reason why I'm not explaining it is I want you to think about it. So var1 will basically be equal to 100 times 10, but var2 will be 100 asterix asterix 3. The clue to this, the clue to the answer is that I didn't use 10 down here, that I said that the number would be absolutely huge. So what do you think that this will do? What do you think that will happen here? Here, I'll show you down here. So this is 1000 as we have predicted, and this is so 3 and 3, this is 1 million. Basically, this is exponentiation. You use this for multiplication and this for exponentiation. Simple enough to understand, no big deal, no hassle there. Next character would be the question mark, and this would be a test operator. This can be found in expressions, and it refers to a test of a certain condition. So let's go ahead and see how that looks like. It's a little bit, I wouldn't say tricky, but can be a bit annoying to read through it. So again, we can state that var is equal 10, so let's just use the standard number. And now we can go ahead and begin writing our example. So go ahead and type in echo space $, and we're going to use open parentheses, open parentheses. Let's just rename this to variable 1. And we're going to have var2 as variable 2, and we shall make the value of variable 2 dependent on whether or not the value of variable 1 is greater than some number or lesser than some number. How would we do that in one line? I know it's rather simple to do it with an if statement, and we have actually done it before, but here's an example of how you can do it in one line using a special character question mark. Simple enough, not a big deal. It can seem a little bit confusing, but trust me, you can handle it. So just equal to var1, and then we shall say that var1 is lesser than 20. We shall place a question mark here, and then we will give it two values. So the first value will be 1, and the second value will be 0. You could have placed pretty much any two numbers here that you desired, no big deal. And let's just go ahead and close this. Fantastic. Write down. Run the script, and there you go. The value of var2 is 1. So this statement you can read as follows. var2 is equal, and then it shall be, the value that is assigned to it will depend on the outcome of this condition. So is variable 1 lesser than 20? If yes, assign value 1. If not, assign value 0. Now, let me just show you an equivalent of this with an if statement. If you wrote it like this, if, then if you typed in, well, let's just read the condition from up above. So var1, like this. Okay, so like this, lesser than 20. Close the brackets. then var2 shall be equal to 1, else var2 shall be equal to 0. Finish the if statement and type in echo var2. Okay, so let's run the command. Let's run the script. And you can see that these two match. If we type in, if we change this variable to be 100, now the value will be 0. So there you go. Both conditions are the same. They will evaluate to the same pretty much, so no worries there. Okay, so I shall wrap it up here and continue in the follow-up.